Whose fault is it that we're not getting a tune out of Eze on Gyökeres at the moment? Who is it? The players, or is it the system, or is it the manager, or whatever? Like four goals. Is that what we're saying? 4 league goals.
I think with the Gyökeres,
something's got to happen.
Wait, so I think with the Gyökeres one, it's sorry, can you was going to say?
Yeah, so I was going to say, right. So I actually saw a stat about in the first half. Only 4 passes were attempted to Viktor Gyokeres. 2 were from defenders, 1 from Saka and 1 from Zubimendi. So you can sit here and say, so what was Eze doing? What was Martinelli doing? And I see it as a constant theme. I actually went back and watched that game. And I'm like, why did it take Trossard having to come on in the 60th-ish minute to actually create service for our striker? Why is service being, oh, I'm going to pass you on the halfway line? No.
No, but that's an excuse because Declan Rice across the box.
We've bought, okay, that's one chance.
Saka across the box.
We've bought a guy. We know his strength is you're not tracking back. That's not your thing. Your thing is not dropping into midfield to go and get the ball. You stay up top. I'm seeing I saw him in large parts of that game on the halfway line having to pick up the ball and play it into somebody else. We are not playing to this guy's strengths. I'm not taking away. I do think he needs to be doing better. Absolutely.
So whose fault is that?
But I'm looking at that like, so for example, I said this in the last pod. When we played Brentford, Viktor Gyokeres has stood on a penalty spot and Saka takes the hardest option. Right, he scores it, but he takes the hardest option when actually Viktor Gyokeres has stood there for a tap-in. I've seen that so many times. Why do we play to the strengths of Mikel Merino, who's a box-to-box midfielder, more than we do to our number 9? That is a massive issue. And you do have to look at your players as well and say, why is Martinelli shooting there when our striker's actually in a box? Why is Odegaard constantly passing over to Saka, who's got 4 people on, when actually Viktor Gyokeres is in space? There's a lot of talk to it.
They don't trust him because every time they give him the ball, it bounces between his shins. And it's the same thing that Aston Villa, Declan Rice, that peach of a ball in front of your prime striker ball. And we said, you know what? Yeah. Me and Lee spoke about that exact chance. Gyökeres wasn't there. And we can forgive him, like you just said. He's not the guy that's going to drop back and trap. Yeah. We can forgive that. But then again, Wolves, I remember that ball Saka put across. It's floating across the 6.
And I agree, he should have scored.
And where's the striker?
He should have scored
if he's not there consistently, so that's twice now, if he's not there consistently for tap-ins in front of goal, which is what we've bought him for, he's not tracking back, he's not good with the ball at his feet, he's got no chemistry with whatever winger we play, because he's not worked with Trossard, Saka, Eze, Martinelli, Nwaneri, Odegaard. He's tried all of them and it's still not working. It's Wolves, it's bottom of the league. He's 70 million, 65 plus add-ons. He's 70 million pound striker who scored 100 goals last year. Why are we babying him to the fact where we're like, oh yeah, but the wingers need to pass to him a bit. Jesus came on, the exact same crosses went in the box. Yeah, it weren't his goal, but he still roughed up the centre-back enough to get the ball in the net. Yeah. Gyökeres had balls go in the box and he just weren't there. And it's like, well, if you're not in the box and you're not tracking, where is he in the game? This is what I don't get. If he was getting chances and it was like, oh, if Gyökeres did that, he would have scored. I can't remember anything he did in the game. I can't tell you one thing where
there was that time when he got that great turn.
And he had a shot.
Exceptionally well with that.
He done brilliant.
And that came from Trossard. You're right. That came from Trossard looking up and saying, I see my striker. That's my point. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, right? But my thing is, Jesus came on, we played to his strengths. We know what Jesus is. We know that he likes tiki-taka back and forth. He wants to drop in and do all this stuff. Cool. But I'm like, yo, sometimes I'm looking at us like we are just not playing to this guy's strengths whatsoever. He needs to do better, absolutely. But I'm like, yo, we're talking about a guy who just scored 50-something goals from being played a ball in behind. We don't play any balls in behind. We'd rather play it in behind to Martinelli, who's hardly going to score that.
Who are you blaming then?
I'm looking at my players.
Or you're not blaming the manager for the system?
No,
I'll tell you what, because that first half, Kenya, right, I've watched it, I watch him, right, he makes the runs. The runs are all right. Yeah. But there was 4 times I looked, Zubimendi got the ball, he looked up, the run was on, the pass was on, I'll play it here. I'll play it safe. We'll play around. There's this thing with Arsenal at the moment of control. Yeah. Like that pass into Gyökeres, it could get cut out. Yeah. It might not get there. The ball to him. Then it happens. It's not suit that style of play.
By the time you do that, everyone's behind the ball.
Everybody's behind, but it's not suited to his game. So I think there's got to be either a change, or Gyökeres is never going to work.
Yeah, and look, I don't disagree with that at all. And I do think the manager also has, but then based on his post-match, comments, he basically was like, I saw my striker in so many good positions. Where was the passing from Martinelli? That's literally what he basically said that after the game.
Well, he wants to have a look at Odegaard and all that.
He said, he actually said midfielders. I saw my striker get into great positions, but the midfielders. He actually isolated, basically speaking about Eze and Odegaard. And I completely agree. My issue with someone like Odegaard, you're brilliant, but all you do is pass to Saka. Why is that? Why can't you pass to Martinelli? Why can't you pass to Viktor Gyokeres? And I'm just sat here thinking, don't get me wrong, he needs to do better. I said against Club Brugge, he should have scored. I think against Wolves,
Listen to the teams we're naming, by the way. Club Brugge,
he definitely should have done better. But I'm also looking at my team and I'm like, can I sit here and say that we are making unlimited amounts of chances for this guy? And I cannot hand on heart say that.
No, I'm not great, but is it a concern?
Yeah, it is a concern.
It is a concern.
It is.
Definite concern. Guys, just before we keep...
It was interesting to see what you said to you. I saw your chat that you made a lot of emphasis on the fact that we have 2 or 3 quality players in every position.